douch? Douch for asshole. Douching apparatus. Douch safety. How do men douch? Clean ass. Ass cleanliness. How do you clean your ass? Ass diagram. Ass flexibility. How much can you fit in your ass? Are dildos safe? Dildo sizes. Can you die from being impaled with a dildo? Types of lube. How much lube is in horse fucking? Mr. Hans video. Diet. What to eat before sex? We psyched man off Deutschland into fisting deaths. Death by fisting. Gay sex overdoses. Gay steez. What is PrEP? How do you catch HIV? Where can I get PrEP? Free PrEP. What are the side effects of PrEP? Can I die from PrEP?
One warm summer night, I was in the center of a small outdoor cruising area in a part crowd of at least 100 guys when I saw this handsome-faced, muscular, blonde dude being pounded on all fours on this large latex-covered platform in the center. He locked eyes with me and smiled, so I approached, cupping my bulge in my very cute, I must say, underwear. This dude hungrily reached up, pulled down my underwear and swallowed my cock down his throat, bobbing his head up and down as he was pounded from behind. I looked up at the other top, who was rightfully focused on this guy's beautiful bubble ass. As I shared this blissful moment with these two strangers, I threw my head back and saw above me the night sky, and although the stars were barely visible through the city's ambient yellow light, the infinite distance of all those burning fire spheres in space made me feel simultaneously insignificant and godlike. I felt weightless and almost bodiless as my nerves experienced total stimulation. Then I sensed a tall body directly behind me and I felt a mouth lean down to my ear and whisper, "You're right?" My heart skipped a beat. This could be either very good or very bad. Am I such a slut that some random stranger at this cruising party knows my name? Is it someone that I've hooked up with before and forgot? Has this very tall guy behind me had a negative experience with me? And if so, can I escape from this situation easily? As I'm mentally mapping my emergency exit route, I turn around and see the man's face. It takes me a moment to study that slight squint, flat forehead, and straight hairline before I realized my one-time fuck buddy from pre-corona times. It was actually a comfort to see him, a connection from a world before mask wearing and daily testing where socializing had much less at stake. I hardly noticed while we were chatting, the guy sucking my dick had moved on to others. As and I played catch-up, I casually played with his hole, remembering his playfulness. He hopped onto the center platform, and as we continued talking about how our lives had been going in a COVID-affected world, he positioned himself on his back with his legs in the air. Our bodies were on autopilot as I slid inside his hole, which was already preluded with who knows what, and I didn't care. As I fucked my buddy, the world around us became narrow, until the only thing that existed was us, on this latex bed having fun. After some hard pounding, I came inside my friend, and the world opened up again. We were in the middle of a sea of guys. Some were staring, some walked by as if nothing very significant had just occurred. We stood up, our legs both needing a stretch. Then a tap on my shoulder. I turned to see another familiar face. Hey, we finally meet! It was a guy I had been chatting to on Grindr for many weeks. Finally. I introduced him to my fuck buddy. We briefly chatted, then this Grindr guy asked, "Would you like to fist me?" I turned to my fuck buddy, who said he had to go find his friend, and kissed me goodbye and good luck. I turned back to my Grindr guy. We sank down to the platform, and he assumed the missionary position, legs in the air. From out of his long socks, he pulled a small bottle of fisting lube, which he applied generously to his butt and my hand. I started to tease him, running my fingers along his ass cheeks and dancing around his asshole. Before too long, I was digging 3 fingers gently down into the depths of his cunt, then a 4th, then pushing up towards the knuckles. Hearing him lightly moan at the intersection of pleasure and discomfort only made me push harder as I began to open this man up completely. I've been fisting since I was 23. Fisting is one of the most intimate things you can do with a partner. It requires intense connection, listening, and an equally gentle and aggressive playstyle, which is a fun balancing game in itself. Many people ask me, how does your ass not just fall onto the floor? Can you still go to the bathroom? Doesn't your hole become too loose over time? Funnily enough, the human sphincter is amazingly elastic. And although a 60-year-old man's ass will never be as tight as a 20-year-old's, the fact is that fisting doesn't have a very significant effect on long-term elasticity. If my boyfriend plays with his giant dildos in the afternoon before I fuck him in the evening, I don't notice a significant looseness because his ass has already reset itself. When you open up a sphincter, it doesn't just stay open, it naturally wants to stay closed. For more information about fisting, you should check out the podcast Such Fun with 2 Fs. Full disclosure, this is a shameless plug and I don't care. Check out the podcast Such Fun with 2 Fs. Do it. Do it now. If you're listening to this, go on your fucking phone and search for the Such Fun Fisting podcast. Listen and learn.